Morning, Connor. Just thought so much focus, obviously, on the the goals and the plays, but can you maybe speak to your attention to detail? Your your advanced analytics defensively are the best they've ever been in career. You're up around 58% in terms of possession metrics on the ice. Face-offs at 53%. Is that just part of the process in terms of growing out your game?
It's definitely something that I've looked at and focused on, over the break here, and I'm happy with how some of it's gone. I think face-off wise has definitely been better. Defensively, trying to hang in battles and stop more and be around the puck a little more.
Jim Matheson, Post Media.
Connor, on your goal last night, when you're winding it up and you've got to go 180 feet to score and you see 4 or 5 guys in front of you, are you thinking, okay, I got to pick my way through this guy and this guy and this guy, or is it just all reaction as to how the other defenders play you?
I think you just got to isolate guys. There's obviously 4 of them out there. And they try to keep it pretty tight, but you can turn it into a one-on-one, just by going at someone. So, it's definitely I've definitely had my looks with Toronto. I mean, we've played them 4 times already, and they've done a great job of denying entry a couple times, and so just trying to be creative through there.
And on your overtime goal with yourself and Leon, it looked like he'd led you absolutely perfectly, so all they had to do was put your stick on it. And it wasn't like one of those ones where you had to actually shoot the puck into the net.
Yeah, I mean, Leo is one of the best passers I've ever seen for sure. So when he's on the ice, just trying to get him the puck and build a little speed and get open, and he's going to find you. And, he did most of the work there. He just put it in a spot where, you just had to tap it in.
Marty Klinkenberg, Globe and Mail.
Hi, Connor. Good morning. I'm wondering, before the season started, it was probably kind of hard to figure out, what the first 10 games would be like. When you look back now over the collection of 10 games, what are you satisfied with? What are you dissatisfied with?
Well, obviously dissatisfied with where we sit in terms of 4 and 6. That's not good enough. That's not a good enough start. But overall, I think our game is only getting better. I think, we've done a better job defensively. While still giving up goals every now and then. We're still finding a way to be a little better defensively, I think. Generating a little bit more. I think our power plays found its rhythm. So obviously the 10 games didn't go the way we wanted them to, but I think our game is only getting better here.
Thank you very much, Cal.
Jack Michaels, 630 Ched.
Connor, when you go coast to coast like that, everyone kind of on the screen, it appears as though you go through the entire team. Could you point out some subtle things that your teammates do to, as you point out, create more of a one-on-one than a one-on-5?
Yeah, I mean, I think on a PP breakout, there's a lot of things that go into it, a lot of subtleties that people probably don't realize, and Nuge just being available for a puck keeps their one defenseman kind of stuck on the outside, and obviously Leo coming down the other side with speed, I think keeps their forward on the other side, so it kind of makes it a bit of a one-on-one in the middle. Tice does a good job of dropping the puck, so there's lots of different things that go into it. Yeah.
And then the follow-up would be in overtime, an important, I guess, confidence builder early to kind of reassert yourselves in overtime, because you had pointed out a couple times that you weren't pleased with how the second half of last year went down when it came to OT.
Yeah, I think when overtime kind of first came in, our team was pretty good at it. I thought Leo and I Nuge and whoever. I think our team was pretty good at it, and then it kind of had been slipping a bit. We hadn't been able to find a way to get the extra point a handful of times. So it was definitely good to get into one of those situations and find a way to get the win.
Derek Van Diest, Post Media.
Hey Connor, good morning. We all expected this division to be tight and to be a lot of one-goal games. And you look at the Leafs; they've won every game essentially by one goal. But getting that big save last night from Koskinen, getting that big penalty kill in the third period, and then finally getting that big goal, I guess, how much does it do for the confidence knowing that you can be on the other side of that line, and that's what it takes to get on the other side of that line? The difference between winning and losing is really marginal right now in this division.
Oh, absolutely. That's something that we talk about a lot. Is every play matters. We were on the other side of that the first game in Toronto. A little hook and call and power play goal, and you lose the game. So last night we get the save, we get the kill, and find a way to get a win. I think it's a big confidence booster for not only Mikko but for the penalty kill as well. I think our penalty kill is doing things right, and just not getting the breaks. I think that's part of penalty killing too, is getting saves and getting clears and getting the little breaks around the net where we just haven't been getting those. So it's a big confidence booster for them.
And last night, it looked like Josh Archibald was really on. He got the goal, and then they moved him up to your line late, and he came really close to winning it in regulation. What does he add when he moves up to play with you?
I mean, Archie's a guy that you know what you're going to get each and every night. He brings so much energy. He's a smaller guy, but he plays a physical game and does everything right. He's someone that can play on the first line, can play on the fourth line, and brings the same game. So he's definitely a key player for us.
Ryan Rashog, TSN.
Connor, you mentioned the power play has been clicking a little bit lately. The numbers have been there. How fine is the line between, what would be considered struggles earlier versus success now? Because I know you felt all along you've had quite a few good looks.
Yeah, I think early on we were doing things the way we wanted to. I think we were generating chances. It probably wasn't as pretty as some of our power plays have been in terms of getting in the zone and zone time and stuff like that. But we'd be in the zone for just 10 seconds and find a way to get a grade A chance, and it just wouldn't go. So that's the way it goes. You need those breaks around the net, just like penalty killing. A power play needs those breaks too. So we found a way to get a little momentum here. I think in zone's been better. Getting in the zone has been better. So yeah.
And this is a little bit obvious, but to dig yourselves out of a tough start, you got to put some wins together and back-to-backs and those sorts of things. Can you maybe just discuss the mindset heading into tonight, coming off kind of an emotional win last night, and just avoiding that letdown the next day and understanding the need to press day after day?
Yeah, that's a massive game for us. Ottawa is a team that's been sitting for a couple days, resting. In a year like this, rest is such a weapon. So, we know what game they're going to bring. They're going to bring, the energy. They're going to be physical. We got to play a smart game, solid, and bear down on our chances. And I think, but yeah, you're right. This is a massive game. We need to start stringing them together.
Last question, Gord Miller, TSN.
Hi, Connor. Tim Stützle said yesterday that he's been watching you since he was a little kid. You're only 24. I wonder how that makes you feel when you hear someone saying, to you for the first time, something like that.
Yeah, it's starting to make me feel a little bit older, but I'm only 24 years old. But hear something like that, you start to feel a little bit older. But I'm sure this is an exciting game for him. To get the opportunity to play against Leo, another German kid who's kind of done everything that I'm sure he wants to do. This is probably an exciting night for him. So, it's pretty cool to hear a kid say something like that. But yeah, I mean, he's been a great player coming up. It was pretty cool to see what he could do in the World Juniors, and we'll see what he can do in the NHL.
there's a lot of focus on him in Ottawa. You know, I mean, he's built as a big part of their future. What advice, as a guy who went through that, you know, 5-6 years ago yourself, what advice would you give to a young player going into a situation like that?
That's a great question. I don't know. I think just try to. I honestly don't know what I would say. I would say just be yourself, be the player that's gotten you in that position, and you know, let the rest take care of itself. I mean, there's nothing more he can do.